Good evening, everybody. It's 9 o'clock-ish Friday. Welcome to the TeamStream here at What's on Joe Mind. We are a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. I'm Mike Irizarry, the guy with the big microphone. That's all that's special about me at this point.
No, you got tenure.
I've done lots of stuff, but I'm doing What's on Joe Mind for so long that that's all I've got on the resume anyway.
You got tenure or 10 years.
So close. But joining me there here in the top row, the former head of marketing for the G.I. Joe brand at Hasbro. It's the Hot Show, Mark Weber.
It seems legit, right? Gets me an invite. I'm good with that. The bottom floor of the Castle Weber is quiet. Just me and the dog, and lots of Joe to talk about. So what could be better than that?
Well, certainly not any news, but we created our own. We created our own this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that way we control the message.
In the bottom row, all by her lonesome, so you can focus. It's the queen of G.I. Joe cosplay. Joe Colton is here.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Joe Colton, is everything all right? You left in a hurry last week. Is everything good with Mama?
Yes, she had a bit of a panic. She thought she was just panicking about vaccines.
It's a mood that a lot of us are in lately, so it's okay.
Yeah. There's not enough, and their number wasn't called, and then she didn't know who to call, and she also thought something happened to me because I didn't check in with her. So it's a lot. But I'm an only child, so when she calls, I can't always ignore her. I have to call her back. So it was the fourth time. So I was like, I have to go before she has a heart attack. She's 78.
That's fair enough. It's fair enough. And that's
she's intense. I'm sorry.
Hey. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just having a moment here. But hope everybody else had a great week this week. It's been an odd one here at the spacious What's on Joe Mind compound. I know I can speak for the Hot Show and Joe Colton as well. She went and got herself one of the adult beverages this week. What you drinking there, Joe Colton?
A nice rosé in my gnome glass.
Where do we know the gnome glass from? You say that like it's something we should be aware of.
No. I found a gnome glass and I didn't put it away with the Christmas things. This is the only Christmas thing left out. Okay. But I like the size of the glass.
Agreed.
So it's now become my sippy cup.
It needs a top to be a sippy cup, but you'll get there.
I feel like I'm one of those people that would rip the top off just to continually pour.
Now you fill it full, then you put the sippy cup on top. That way the child or inebriated adult doesn't spill it when they drop it. That's just, there's a little parenting tip. Throwing that out there.
I do have a few of those, but I do need childlike ones. Not yet, but in the future.
Yeah, down the road.
Mark Weber, do you have a fun beverage tonight?
Just water, man. Just keeping it real. But that's because I already had the ice cream sandwich. Should you feel bad when you eat an ice cream? What is it? It's like a dipped ice cream stick that looks like Mickey Mouse's head.
No, why would you feel bad about that?
Well, because the kids are just right into it. I can only picture Mickey screaming as you bite his ears off.
Look, if they weren't made of ice cream, I'd say he had a leg to stand on.
It doesn't have an ear to listen to. That was one of my favorite Easter bits is two Easter bunnies sitting by each other, and one has no tail and the other has no ears. Mm-hmm. And the one with no tail says, "My ass hurts," and the other one says, "What?" I had to be there.
Yeah. Oh, we were there.
Apparently.
Yeah, I just got water tonight. I got no fun.
Are you out of Diet Dr. Pepper Cream Soda Light Delight Zero?
I am. I have Coke Zero Vanilla, but I've had enough soda in a little bit.
Fair enough.
Time to start rehydrating. Good for my complexion.
Absolutely. You have a glow tonight.
So I am glowing. Joe Cold, what you doing work again? Come on.
Yeah. I was just responding. I was responding to our fans.
Stop it. No, don't stop that. But you thunder when you type. You type angry.
I type all day. And so at the end of the day, I'm just like, just type. I'm Jim Carrey like this.
Do your 8 o'clock emails get typed in that same fashion, or does it progress?
My call started at 7:45 this morning. Yeah, and I had a call from a friend at 7:35 being like, hey, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm about to get on a call. And he's like, you okay? I'm like, do you want to get on calls at 7:45?
Right. I'm already in character. Yeah. Shall we continue?
He's like, okay, well, call me later. And I was like, no.
Yeah, you know what? After 5? No, still wound up.
Nope. This is the only thing I do on Fridays other than watch WandaVision. That's it.
So some spoilers on the WandaVision finale tonight.
No, a true spoiler.
Don't do that.
I hear this has something to do with the Avengers.
Oh.
Just a little bit.
All right.
And not a fish call Wanda, but
Nope.
a girl named Wanda.
All right. Well, that throws me out then. I was all set for something different. Anyway,
Fish Call Wanda's film classic.
I'm watching after this. I've been staying off the internets today because that would be just the way to avoid spoilers all this time and then have the last week ruined. So I didn't have any chances out there today. Anyhow, what you gonna do, right?
Wes had a part of it ruined at 8 o'clock this morning. He said when he got home, he's like, "How did you see anything?" And I was like, "I did good. I saw nothing."
Oh, poor
You gotta give it at least through the weekend.
Yeah.
Right before you type anything.
Well, it used to be you gave it a week and then people could talk about it. Now it's like the moment you see it, people are like, bleh.
There's something that drops at midnight on Thursday, right? If you haven't found an hour for it by Monday, I'm not crying for you. I'm not.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't have to hide off of social media because of Yahoo's out there. But unfortunately, if it's important to you,
Some photographer posted, he's like, "Oh, I want to do this costume.
Look at this.
I want to photograph somebody in this costume." And it was like 4 photos. And I'm like, why? Wes came home and he was like, "You ruined it." And I was like, just let's eat and sit down and watch it.
Yeah.
So later, is the wrist lock going to go out and just tear that guy's arm out at the shoulder?
I hope so.
All right. Awesome.
I kind of want to do a thing where I tape him doing something to William, like wrestling related, and like not kill him, but doing something. And then like we show our fans and do like an analysis.
What was I am not as familiar with Wes's legit career as I should be. What was his finisher? Or did he have a couple that were favorites? Oh, I put you on the spot.
I
assume it was Tiger Driver 98.
For the people at home, Joe's husband, Wes, the wrist lock, Wes Whitlock, is an Eastern Wrestling Alliance Hall of Famer. He is a former professional wrestler. He wrestled by the name Wes Mercer when he was in the ring. And so, you know, we haven't really covered this in detail.
No.
So I want to make sure that the folks who are watching us grope at this have at least the backdrop that's necessary to understand what the hell's going on.
And to know that we're all wrestling fans, so we completely respect
absolutely
the sport. So
okay, we have a consent.
Yes, so I was right. It was the spear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Solid. You can put that on anybody.
Yeah.
True.
So Mike actively rooted against him, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
As Wes Mercer,
Yes.
I assume you wanted him to lose the loser goes to Leavenworth match. You've been very clear about your pure hatred for Mercer.
Yeah, but that's not Wes Mercer.
Well,
It is not Wes Mercer.
That's
It's just
just
Mercer.
yeah, but if he came out as Wes Recondo, I bet a younger Joe Colton would have been, he's cute, but I kind of don't like him.
Right. And I wouldn't have dated him if he was anything with Recondo.
Well, how could you take that hat seriously, right? Like, put your
Right.
hat down, brother.
Come on, man. That
And there's
mustache,
no jungle.
that
Good point.
mustache says A+.
Nothing like a jungle trooper from Wheaton, Wisconsin.
That
You've clearly not seen Wes with just a mustache.
That mustache says husband material.
Or
Or does it?
likely to tie you to railroad ties. But either way,
That too.
Yes.
either way,
Yes.
it's come hither.
Saucy.
Yep.
So it's not been a particularly big week in regards to news, but we do have a couple of news items. So let's hit those real quick.
Do, 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 do.
All right. First news item: Hasbro Pulse has a new exclusive section for partner exclusives on their website. Of course, Hasbro Pulse. Currently, the section does not have any G.I. Joe product, but it is interesting as G.I. Joe has seen half of its product sold as retailer exclusives to this point with the current lines in stores. So, not news, kind of a pre-news news item. You know, nothing to report yet. I think the closest thing we've got to posable action figures is those Transformers Red things.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's kind of exciting to think that soon Hasbro can find out what it's like not to have access to Target exclusives too. That's cool.
Next news item.
Do, 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 do.
The discount minifigures are available online at DollarTree.com.
Oh.
G.I. Joe classified minifigs have started to turn up at 99-cent stores, and Dollar Trees nationwide have also been made available on Dollar Tree's website. The catch is they're only available by the case. That is 6 of each of the 6 figures in the assortment. So 6 Cobra Commanders, 6 Destros, 6 Red Ninjas, 6 Snake Eyes, 6 Duke, 6 Roadblock. And they don't break it down any further than that. So get your friends together if you're really sold on getting those things.
I like watching Joe Colton's eyeballs do the math in her head, and she's like,
right?
At
Like
$1
taking out
per
Skittles.
at $1 per, I can buy as many Red Ninjas as I goddamn want.
All the cases.
But at $6 for one Red Ninja, oof. Now
we ain't talking.
you know what? You're going to buy 100 cases, and then you're going to go in with like a dumpster full of the other 5 to a Dollar General and say, I need to make a return.
Me, that guy.
Dollar Trees, not Dollar General, Dollar Trees.
Same difference.
And thanks to friend of the show, Scott Zillner at Toy Wizards, for the heads up on that one. And that's it for the news.
Well,
that's all.
Do, 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 do.
Yeah, like this, you got the sad dudes.
We don't even so much get dudes. We just kind of get
yeah. Wah, wah.
So yeah, nothing terribly productive in the news this week. And seeing this coming, we decided to put the call out to our What's on Joe Mind action team. Meaning I had them write something for once.
Yeah, we made stuff up.
We're making it up.
Yep, but that way it's guaranteed compelling.
Right. It could be the ultimate fall on our face segment here.
Yeah, whatever.
There's no post sock either. So our fans at home not helping us out on this. This is on them.
This is all you got. Just
really,
us.
It's really their fault.
It's
making shit up.
On you because we got nothing. We got nothing from the world. We got nothing from the fans. You're stuck with us making crap up.
But that used to be my job, so you know.
Phil Donnelly bought a full case when these first showed up. Well, why, Phil? Why would you do that to yourself?
To keep 5 and send 1 to Virginia?
I mean, I don't know if she's interested if it's not a little red ninja for making a chess set.
She is not.
That'd be kind of cool. Would you make them the pawns so you could have 8 of them?
Question for the panel. What would you change about Recondo, Mercer, etc. to make them better than Sucks?
Oh, no. Let's be very careful here. I like both. I'm totally, they are, I think, B+ characters. And I mean that in the best possible way. And I think they wouldn't be a bad choice for any line. But we got a Mercer problem. Hold on, let me see if I can get this right over there. And we got a Recondo problem right down there. So I will defer.
Yeah, there's really nothing wrong with the figures themselves. The toys are fine. We don't have issues there. My problem with Mercer is purely a story problem.
He's great.
Being a former Cobra Viper would not get him a spot on the G.I. Joe team. It would get him a spot in the deepest, dankest cell in Leavenworth, Kansas. There's no, he's a former terrorist. He would go away, and he would go away for a long time. So when Mercer gets held up and touted as some badass on the team, I kind of cringe, because the Joe team has plenty of badasses without dealing with somebody who is so far outside the lines of military protocol. He doesn't make any sense. And I understand, you know, G.I. Joe does not necessarily marry itself to those protocols, but it's too much of a suspension of disbelief.
It doesn't always happen that way, sir. Just so you know.
It does. And Joe Colton's Recondo distaste has nothing to do with the character Recondo at all, but actually a real life person. So we'll hold off on going any further, because we don't wish to be slanderous. More a fan that she has come in contact with that has a strong affection for Recondo. She has somehow associated Recondo with that distasteful person. So
yes,
it really has nothing to do with Recondo himself.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
So if Larry were to write a brilliant standalone Recondo issue,
right,
that was just the next silent interlude.
Does he die at the end?
And the art was just fantastic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was meaningful and resonant and awesome and original. That wouldn't change your opinion of that character one bit, would it? Overall, for the Recondo experience, he is forever poisoned. Is that about accurate?
Yeah.
All right. It's pure hatred. You gotta respect that.
Do you notice I'm wearing another G.I. Joe shirt? It's Friday.
To answer Joel McMullen, no, it is not that individual.
I don't know who that is. I don't really want to know.
Good,
no,
but no, that has nothing to do with Recondo.
No, but at that same con.
So you mean to tell me there was a guy at a con that stood out as smelly?
Oh yeah,
At
that's
a
hard.
Joe con.
That's hard to do, man. And that's not speaking poorly of Joe fans, but
I will describe the shirt to you. It was a panel of all the faces. It's like 12 faces of Joe's and Cobra. He wore that for 5 days straight.
Oh no! Surely it was different shirts, different characters.
In Dallas, Texas, in the summertime, while he would tell people in line that he had been sleeping in his car the whole time to save money on the hotel.
Oh,
yeah.
And
this was Comic-Con in the worst way.
Yeah, he had 2 plans for Joe Con.
Meet a nice girl.
Nope. 1, to challenge anybody on their knowledge of G.I. Joe at Joe Con.
Oh boy.
And his second plan, to find a wife.
and maybe kill 2 birds with 1 stone, right?
Yeah, he had cornered Mary Mercenary and I at the Roma Collectibles booth, and we couldn't go anywhere. And then he put his arm around her.
Oh.
for a picture, and I was like, I can't breathe.
Did you, I assume you were like, I'll take the picture, right?
Yes, but he had already given his camera to a friend.
She actually passed out. Colton was on the ground.
His plan was to throw an extra R in there and marry mercenary, and didn't happen.
She was already married, so that would have been tough.
And that was the only thing wrong with that plan. Like, just too late.
Even at the ground floor, no. Forgetting all of the specifics.
Yeah.
Like he had a better shot with Joe Colton, who was a free and easy bachelor at that con.
I mean,
I was dating somebody.
I don't know that's not a nice way to describe someone. I don't think, but okay.
Jerk.
I thought that was the con where you were not dating anyone.
No.
And there was okay. Because I thought maybe it was the one that was part of the cover up.
No, the last Florida one was the one that I wasn't dating anyone.
Okay, all right.
The Florida? No, it was the one in Tennessee, the last one where I wasn't dating anyone. Where was the last one? Chattanooga. Yeah, Chattanooga is when I wasn't dating anyone.
No, you were with the wrist lock then, weren't you? He was there.
What was the one before that then? The Florida one then, right? Yeah, the Florida one. Because that's the one where Maggie did things.
Kind of assume Maggie's always doing things. But
I wasn't there, so I'm going to stay out of that.
It was Florida. I now remember. Yep.
And I mean, no, obviously no disrespect to Maggie. I just always assume there's a plan working, right?
Yeah, there's always a plan.
Okay.
Like the guys never know the plan, but we always know the plan.
That's so true in life. It's not a con or a Joe thing. It's just,
Probably. Yeah. That's probably for the best.
Yes.
Yeah. But they always want to know the plan. It's just get in the car.
You hang out with the wrong guys is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I missed all the fun apparently at the Florida convention.
Yeah.
I sat that one out.
Yeah, I did too. I wasn't there.
Rakondo and the other person were not there. It was good.
Stinky t-shirt guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have a name for him.
Yeah, we'll tell you. We'll fill you in on that once the show's over.
Was it Stink Viper?
No, it was not.
Okay.
No, but that's a great character.
Was it GI? Oh, no. Oh.
Her boy.
So yeah, we'll fill you in on the rest of that afterwards. Again, like we don't want to necessarily get slanderous here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So no post-soc. This is what happens when there's no post-soc. This is all on you.
Yeah.
Every bit of it on all of you. Not just you watching live. This is for all of you watching recorded. All of you.
Yeah.
This is not unusual right here. I got on the elevator at con one time and Joe was in there yelling at someone on the phone in another language. I used to just call that Thursday at con.
Yeah. I don't want to break it to you, Chris, but that don't make you special.
Yeah, that's pretty much par for the course.
It's probably my mom.
Well, sure. if you'd answered any of the first three calls, you probably wouldn't have got to that. Just saying.
I speak multiple languages. It could have been anybody, but it's probably mom.
Oh, you speak what, 5 languages?
6. No, 5. English is counted.
Maybe not. We'll see.
Look, Joe Colton, if you can't keep track of how many languages you count,
it's been a long week.
I'm going to try to keep track of how many languages.
You're lucky I'm wearing pants.
Which is, could be true and could not be true.
It is.
How bad do I want to spike the ratings on this?
Right.
Anyway.
You want 50 more? You want 50 more subscribers?
Right.
Next news item.
Shoot. I mean, pants are always optional in the What's on Joe show, so it's. I'm hitting about 50% myself over 10 years. I can't.
Does that mean like one pant leg on? Because that seems kind of pointless.
Yes.
Or half down, like.
Right. If they're around your knees, is that half pants?
Back in the audio days, I would take a pair of shorts and put them on my head.
There you go. And then we get that echo that you'd blame on Joe.
Because it would be her fault.
I am not in the bathroom with you.
Who said anything about a bathroom?
Fair enough.
So anyways, now we are going to fantasy book the Wal-Mart retro line.
Yes.
And to fill everybody in, fantasy booking is something that we often do, the three of us as wrestling fans, right? Mm-hmm. We take opponents who do not normally see one another or would not normally see one another and put them in the ring together and see who would come out victorious. And it's basically just a big nerd argument. Obviously, we're not booking any fights in this. We are fantasy booking an assortment of toys. So what we're doing is we are taking the next two waves of Wal-Mart retro line, and we're just doing what we think would work the best for getting some buzz back on that line. Wal-Mart retro line it's been fine, but I think it's been overshadowed by G.I. Joe Classified, and I think Mark and Joe will agree with that Classified is the shiny new kid, and the retro has been, fine, not really overwhelming, but yeah. So this is us trying to bring some shine back to the retro line, and hopefully somebody's watching. I mean, Lord, they've already got them planned, so anything we do is purely coincidental. This is just us being jerky fanboys.
That's it,
right?
Girl,
fangirl.
If you say so.
I'm not that sensitive. It's fine.
Fan person.
Fine. Fan people.
There's only one of me here.
Wait, look, Diana Davis is in the live chat, so there's women.
Female fans.
So again, fan people.
People.
If we're going to be all part of the same group.
I don't want to be part of your group.
He has the power to change that. See?
Done.
I saw that coming. See?
Damn it.
I'd warn you.
That was part of her plan to go get a drink anyway.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have the normal fuel right now, so he's punchy.
Very punchy.
Yeah, just punched you out.
So let's go ahead and we'll get to our fun with PowerPoint going here.
Now we're talking.
And Mark, we'll start with you. Wave 4 will be the next wave of the Wal-Mart line. You have Flash, Dial Tone, Bats, and those are 3 single card release. We all stuck to a format here. We've got 2 Joes and a Cobra for single card release and a vehicle in each wave. So your driver is
that
guy. And you'll notice. Go ahead.
I figured I'd have him all to myself, so no worries.
You'll notice down at the bottom, all images are courtesy of Carson at 3djoes.com.
I know that guy.
Thanks to Carson for being so grand as to not having any encryption on his site to steal photos from.
There we go.
But you did credit him appropriately.
Right. Yeah. Sure. That's gonna rip it off. But these are 25th anniversary figures, and when I was actually building lineups, I was looking at what do I have item count for? What do I have tooling budget for? What was released in the past that maybe didn't get out to the public enough, or was underappreciated internally and not created deep enough? That's how we got that Storm Shadow back out there. How we got the Zombie Viper 2-packs. And normally, if I was building this line and encouraging Wal-Mart to carry enough of it, I would really want to appeal to new collectors as well as dedicated collectors, but it's been in such short supply. At this point, I don't know that you would pivot, and I would just go full on collector attack. And so one of the things I always wanted to do and never got the item count or the brand tenure to do it is fix that 25th anniversary flash that has, this isn't it, this is the original one, but the one that has the brutal chest cut right through the big catcher's protector. And what they did with the his tank driver in the original retro line is exactly what I'm talking about. You can solve it with a secondary piece with a full vest that goes over that, and it gives you reuse capability for Grand Slam down the road. So, you would only get a teardrop worth of tooling, but I would use that here on Flash. You probably have to choose a different torso to put on that original 25th figure. But once you get the torso, changed to something more common, then you can put this really good looking secondary vest over it and improve that figure, 1,000-fold. Yeah, so I dig that.
And just for the record, I went with these images because it's got the retro packaging. So yeah, it's just an aesthetic choice, just to keep it consistent.
Yeah, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with looking at the old stuff. The dial tone is basically the club exclusive, which almost nobody got, and we were always careful to work out with the club ahead of time what they could use that we wouldn't step on. But given that the club is defunct as of now, I would trample all over that, and I would grab that dial tone. But I'd give him a new head. If you look it up,
yeah,
the head was real squatty and way too sunburned, skin tone wise. So a new head for dial tone and a new vest for Flash.
I mean,
he went on vacation and came back tanned.
Yeah, he looks like me going out to get the mail. Right, bad idea.
Too sunburn is a pretty subjective measure for you.
Right. Well, I come in two versions, right? Pasty pink and bright purple. So yeah, he was a little too much the latter and not the former. The bats, though, even though some of those 2008 figures really don't age very well, the bats are pretty damn good.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to change that bat for nothing. And I don't, for the life of me, know why they haven't dug into bats yet in the classified line. Maybe it's a godsend. Maybe it'll be part of a full line release, and you can order as many as you want, right? That's the hope, because lots of people are going to want 4, 5, 6, 85 bats all over their display. So that's what I got for my 3 on shelf. And then Recondo, I think he was pictured as a driver on some vehicle pack at some point, but not really a driver figure, but his 25th anniversary figure is pretty good. Yeah. And there hasn't been a new one in quite some time. So I would have him driving my Hammer, which we've talked about it before, is a vehicle they still have the tooling for, or did when I was there. And I just think it's a sensational vehicle. And the kind of thing they could put out there for, I don't know, $30, $35 maybe. The one thing they would have to redo is the little gun pods on the side, right? Yeah. And maybe the back would be hard because the foot pegs are not the same size as they used to be. So you could at least fix it on the side. But the guys sit in there with clamps around their waist, so the slightly larger figures do work. So I think the Hammer was always an underrated vehicle, and it was one that came without a driver. So it isn't like I'm not giving you Thunder or Crankcase or, Heavy Metal or somebody that belongs to the vehicle. So give me a Hammer, maybe jungle camo it up a little bit, put Recondo in it, and you are off and running.
All right. And then we move to your Wave 5, which is Footloose.
Yeah.
Lifeline.
Yeah.
And Serpentor.
Yeah, without the chariot, just solo Serpentor. But what you're looking at here is the Footloose no one has, right? That's really expensive. That's a really good club figure.
Yeah.
Yep.
One of their very best, and super expensive for a guy. I'm going to offend somebody, but who's nobody's favorite. Footloose is a B-, a C+ kind of guy. I always liked him.
One guy screaming right now.
In my top 5.
All time?
Yep.
Wow. Well,
seriously?
I like authentic military, and he was about as authentic as you got. But his original figure had the worst case of diaper crotch I've ever seen. Like those legs and the waist are just swimming in that thing. So
well, they tried to make, like, he has a long shirt, right? And they tried to make the tails of the shirt under his belt.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So it
failed.
It came off a little diapery. I'll give you that.
The only G.I. Joe, this is a trivia question, maybe Stinky Shirt doesn't know. The only figure sponsored by Oops, I Crap My Pants. So good to know.
He probably
Or depends.
Yeah, it depends one way or the other. So anyway, Footloose. Hardly anybody has him. He's really expensive. And is nobody's favorite, although way up on Mike's list. So it's the kind of guy that breaks your heart to drop, what, $300-400 for now? I mean, he's through the roof. So I would feel bad for the guy who just bit the bullet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And bought him with his Christmas bonus money. But there aren't too many of those. I would make him available to the public. Footloose, no worries. Lifeline was a fantastic figure that didn't get a wide release. He came out to mass retail, but he was gone quick. And the secondary market prices on him have been high for a long, long time. The one thing he came with, which is a great value, but I would get rid of it, is a really long stretcher backboard, which can throw off the packaging a little bit and overshadows the figure a bit. So I would lose that. That would allow the old Lifeline to retain some of its value as the original 25th anniversary version. Throw that Lifeline out there. And then Serpentor, the one they put out in 08, 09, was a pretty good figure, but he ended up kind of dull tan as the color. Yeah. So if you gave him a good rework and made that gold pop, I think he would just sing off the shelves. And they've shown no interest in involving Serpentor in any of the lines for a long, long time, including the stuff that I did. So I think Serpentor would absolutely sing off the shelves.
Mm-hmm.
He's really a character that you love him or you hate him. There's just no in between. And for the most part, I'm thinking that the creative forces have not liked Serpentor.
Yeah. I mean, I could see you could write him, like if they actually did him for entertainment, if they did him more like he was in the comic, where he was an amalgam of all those great leaders. And I loved his introduction in the comic where he's dragging a wounded Cobra trooper off the battlefield, and the other troopers are like, "What are you doing?" And he says, "This is our brother. We're not going to leave him to die." And it was such a change from the Weasley, cowardly kind of Cobra Commander leadership that I thought that was really cool. So they could do him legit, but he obviously wouldn't have a Cobra helmet around his face. So it's a cool look, but I'm told that costume's a little hot. But what do I know? What do I know?
A little hot.
Toasty.
Yeah, a little warm.
That cape is toasty.
And then for a vehicle in Wave 5, Mark Webber is going with
what?
Yeah, they still have that. Didn't they call it the Fury last time?
They did.
And
definitely, if you want to call it the Rage or the Fury, doesn't matter. I think the new colors, that blue and gray that they released with in Pursuit of Cobra, absolutely better than what we've got here with the tan and the purple.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such a good vehicle, and cool in that Cobra way where you could look at it gray and go, well, that's a Cobra vehicle, right? Because it's off just a little bit and just way cool. So, and I never really identified this one with a driver specifically because he's not, as it says, not pictured.
He didn't come with one. The Rage never came with a driver. So,
well, it says right there with Nitro Viper driver, not pictured.
Sure it does.
Well, I guess so. So that's what I like when you're plugging the guy in, right? You can make it any driver you want. And so this was something the club kind of did half of that I liked, but I would have gone further with it. So I would have given you, isn't there an image?
For what?
Or it's not pictured?
It's not pictured.
Okay, so if you check out it was called Nitro Viper version 2. It's what came with the Steel Crusher, the kind of Cobra SUV from the original Rise of Cobra movie.
Yeah.
And really, it was a takeoff on the Motor Viper. The vest with the tubing on it is almost exact. And the club turned it into Python Patrol Motor Viper. And I would have done the same thing, although they used some different parts. And I just would have Motor Vipered them up. I would have, since you're never going to get the stun again, right? Stun tooling hasn't existed for 25 years. So I would have dropped a Motor Viper in with the Cobra Rage, Cobra Fury, whatever you want to call it. And color-wise and sculpt-wise, it's a decent homage. And, you know, gives you something a little bit unique with that Cobra Rage purchase. And it's probably, if a HISS tank was $25, this is probably 25 or 30. It's not that much bigger. It's not that much more plastic. So
it's the same class of vehicle.
Yeah. And I could see someone, you know, the HISS tank was great because everybody, this current release, you could get 4 or 5 if you wanted. And I think that's where you want to be with the Rage. It's a great vehicle to troop build, so to speak. So there you go. That's as good as I can give you from a absolute fan service perspective, which I think is where they are, or where they should be at least,
right?
Given what they've done so far.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's no media supporting this, right? So yeah, you might as well just go for the 30-somethings and 40-somethings that want to see this stuff on the shelf.
Yep, totally agree. I mean, if I was doing it from jump, I would have done it differently. But this is where they are, so I think this stuff makes sense.
So moving forward, we are at Joe Colton's Wave 4. And Joe Colton's Wave 4 includes Stalker, which I'm presuming that's the Stalker that you wanted.
Yes.
Snake Eyes, which I took a guess again because we've already seen a couple of Snake Eyes, so I went with this one. And a Cobra Viper.
Mm-hmm.
As your 3 single pack cards.
Yes.
And that is a real solid assortment if you're asking me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then as a driver, Bazooka. We'll cover that where he's going in a second.
Yeah.
But why those 3 for single cards?
So I always think that like people forget about Stalker, and it makes me so angry. He was like such a good figure, and like his backstory is so good, and he's a good character. So I always like gravitate towards him every time like I can put him in a list somewhere. So that's why I pick Stalker. Snake Eyes is a given. You want some buy-in, right? If we're trying to redo the retro line. Viper, because I like Vipers, and you got to have an army builder, and you got to have a lot of them, and they got to be badass. So a Viper it is. And then I wanted to throw in like something that not everybody would like, but everybody likes, kind of like nothing that rocks the boat too much. So I picked Bazooka. And then
character.
What?
Certainly a popular character. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Bazooka's not out of left field.
No, but like he's not something you would like put in the beginning of a line. Like if we're doing the retro line.
He's definitely on that B list.
Yeah. But he's a solid B.
Yeah. He's absolutely a solid B. He had a starring role in a lot of the animated series. So
yes.
So Bazooka people remember. And you've got him coming with the Ram.
Yeah. So I love the Ram, and I had been searching for it for like a very long time, and it was hard for me to get for some reason. And I know that there's a ton of people who just collect Rams.
And this infuriates you.
Well, yeah, because I think it was like this past year was the first time I had a Ram. So this is all like a selfish. This wave was all selfish.
It's all right. I think it's a solid one, and I'll be honest. I've probably never. I have several Bazooka figures in various forms and several Rams in various forms. I don't think one has touched the other in any way, shape, or form, but frankly, it works. Like
go ahead.
Bazooka riding a motorcycle with a humongous, large Gatling gun strapped to the side.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? Why not? He's not looking pretty all that stealthy to begin with. So
right, giant red jersey. Why?
Yeah,
I'm digging it though. The only reason I kind of recoiled a little bit of Bazooka is I don't think there's a worse figure for a brutal chest cut than the guy with the long 1 and the long 4 going all the way down his chest, right? There's no way to articulate him and not make that look bad. So
maybe if they give him a plastic shirt on top.
Yeah, or if Joe, if you're redoing that so it's functional and better, then that's my favorite figure of all time. But when I was working at McFarlane Toys, we were making figures with chest articulation for football players. Mm-hmm. And they were looking at a Roethlisberger at the time, and I'm like, that 7's going to look awful. As soon as you twist him, that jersey is going to look absolutely ridiculous. And their fix was there was no fix. Just like, meh, they'll get over it. Okay, cool. Some of us never got over it.
That's so weird.
Right?
Okay, then Joe's Wave 5.
Oh no, you didn't do the thing.
It's here at the end of Wave 5.
Oh, okay.
Is this the thing where shipwrecks on the meat?
No.
Okay.
I had 2 things. Oh my god. All right.
I figured we could talk about it all at once.
Okay.
Rather than break it up, let's just get it all at once.
Fine, we'll do it your way. Okay, Wave 5. Go ahead.
Somebody has to try and make sense out of this.
I laid it out.
I'm telling you, folks, all I got was a list of names written in crayon. That's the best she gives me for this stuff.
You're lucky it was legible.
Wave 5. Tunnel Red.
Yep.
Wetsuit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Cobra Eels.
Okay. I see what you did there.
Okay. So obviously you're pairing up Wetsuit and the Cobra Eels.
Yes.
And Tunnel Rat, another fan favorite that doesn't necessarily get representation too often.
Yes.
So a nice pick there. And so, Joe, talk about what you wanted to do with these figures.
So I started out with like a mixture of a bunch of other guys, and I was kind of thinking about it and thinking of like all the costumes I had made. And I was like, you know what? Cobra Eels don't usually get a lot of love. I wanted something like, I was like, maybe I should do like a water thing. And then I changed it to wetsuit or torpedo. And I was like debating. So I sent both to Mike. Mike could decide. And then Tunnel Rat never gets as much love as he should. And he's a really good, strong character. Also, I wanted to do something different than what people were expecting. Like everyone's always like doing the land or desert or night force. And so like the sea guys on sea it's not a very popular thing that comes around every so often. So, but yeah, so that's why I chose these guys. And I love Cobra Eels.
And so
I think wetsuit's perfect choice over, no offense to torpedo, but visually on the shelf, just color wise, it's too close to the eel. And if you're definitely going to have the eel, I would totally go with wetsuit. And
he pops, right? Like you got the complete opposite of the eel. So
yeah, I'm surprised that Classified hasn't gone to some kind of frogman or snow job or, some kind of environmental troop on one side or the other yet, because I think that'd be a huge win.
But hey, Arctic Storm Shadow, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Anyways,
flew off of the virtual shelves.
My eyes rolled so hard I think it made a sound. But so Joe, you were also talking about something. What else did you wanted to do with Waves 4 and 5 for the two a mail away?
Yeah, so since we're doing like the retro line, I figured we would do flag points on the back of the carded figure, right? Like we did in the old days. Or you would have to scan the code on the back and then enter it into your Hasbro Pulse account, there would be a place where after you purchased it, you could go into a separate like sub page and enter the code, and you would collect these flag points and then have a mail away figure. So I had one for wave 4 and one for wave 5.
And here in wave 5, that is the mail away shipwreck.
Yes.
You didn't? Oh, did you not do my vehicle yet?
That's a 2-pack.
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
But so yeah, I figured we would just talk about it here. For wave 4, you had laid out either grunt or mainframe, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, sure, whatever. But I like shipwreck here.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like, he fit perfectly with this wave. I couldn't find, like, I was thinking of like Major Blood, but I didn't want a Major Blood to be in the first wave, because that's you've already got Snake Eyes and Stalker in that one. You've got like strong characters. You should hold back for like a guy like Blood. So, but yeah.
And what's more, it's like I would only do if it were me. And again, this is your part of the project. I'm just saying, if it were me, I would only have one mail away figure for the year. I wouldn't do one with each wave. I would just do the one period. Just because waves get spun out so quickly anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just gets tough to keep up with, right?
Mm-hmm. I was kind of thinking like the FSS, like you got like an extra one. You could get like, yeah, so.
And then for a vehicle in wave 5, you went big.
Yeah. Yeah.
That big.
With the figure.
With the lamprey, yes.
Yeah.
That's how it has to be.
Yeah.
I would even go so far as to make it so that if you bought a moray, you got enough flag points to get a shipwreck.
Okay.
Yeah, just make.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Just that moray right there. That's $60-$70.
Yeah.
That's not going to be cheap.
Yeah.
So if you,
or you could get a Lady J with the moray.
They just did Lady J though. Lady J was in wave 3.
Yeah, but you could do like a Night Force Lady J or.
You're doing repaints already. Come on. Come on.
Tough crowd.
Tough crowd.
Well, you could put Mercer in there.
I was
on Cobra Island in the Moray. Wasn't that the backstory?
Something like that. I was on board with you the whole way, and I just one point I disagree with, and now you're turning on me.
You're off the island.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I went big for like this is a really good vehicle. It is going to be expensive, but it's a sweet.
Yeah. Well, and it's not from a tooling perspective. It's not lunacy because it was released in what 05 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still a ways back, but that's reasonable to think that tooling might still be out there.
That's in the age of, oh, hey, we've lost a lot of this tooling. We need to start hanging on to this stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So could very well be. There we go. Walmart doesn't have an envelope big enough to ship out that boat.
And as Rob knows, they don't actually have to ship it in the box.
They just send it in the box. They don't send an empty envelope even. Who cares?
Or they might get the giant like 11 by 14 envelope or 13 envelope and just like it's smashed.
Right.
I didn't notice that.
Look, that largemouth bass was looking at him funny.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I love that they have a ninja in the back just dropping depth charges. Yeah, you just roll that stuff off there, you highly trained ninja.
Storm Shadow is a team player. Okay?
Apparently.
A team player.
It's actually Destro's Thermos who's just being a jerk. And the Baroness totally caught him doing it too. Hey!
She handed it to him. Are you kidding me?
Oh, that's how it was. That's how it was.
Trouble in Paradise.
Yep.
I guess Ripper fell off the boat since they brought 2 dreadnoughts, or
no, he's one of the guys in the underneath.
Oh, the little eyeballs.
Yeah, he's one of the sets of eyeballs. I forget who the other one is, but Ripper is one of those.
Oh my god.
You might think of that as the junior.
True.
Looks like the junior varsity kind of, but you know what? Might be the safest place to be.
I mean, until the Joe's impeccable sharpshooting kicks in and you're sitting next to a missile rack.
I suppose that's true.
No. Remember, Cobra couldn't hit nothing, but if Flint took aim at you with a pistol, your his tank was going down. So,
you're done.
Anyways, that brings us to my wave 4. And I went with, of course, Beachhead. Thank you both for leaving him out. See, I let Mark and Joe pick first, and I didn't want to throw any duplicates on there. So I'm happy that they left me Beachhead
with removable crotch,
with snap-on, snap-off crotch.
He should have flip-up crotch like baseball outfielders, right? Flip up, flip down, flip up.
And then I've also got Mutt.
Ah.
And I've got a Cobra officer.
Cobra officers are all female. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But you want to talk about a guy that's never gotten his run? They released that Cobra officer with the one project you and Bobby Vala did together, and we've never seen a male Cobra officer in any other capacity after 25th. But that one that you guys put out was a far better one than the 25th one.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see him get a chance to get out there a little bit.
Yeah, and that was Bobby gets all the credit. Those were all his builds, and he worked so hard to try to make them meticulous with available parts. Right? He didn't just get to even with a San Diego exclusive where you sometimes get some tooling. He built it out of what was available, and he did such a good job.
And Beachhead, I figured, was just a popular character who we've already seen in Classified, so there's some crossover there. Mutt is a figure that we got in 25th anniversary, and he was pretty good, except he had some really weird legs.
Yeah.
So maybe we could use some existing tooling and fix those and get Mutt a little bit better off this time. Otherwise, Mutt was okay.
You know, one of the weird things about Mutt, he's one of the only original Joes that is actually pointing his weapon on the art.
Yes.
Almost everybody else is running with their weapon, or whatever.
Yeah, sideways.
But Mutt was just like, dig it, I'm shooting you in the face.
It was Mutt and Cobra Commander, wasn't it?
Yeah, Cobra Commanders was still kind of offset, though, wasn't it?
A little bit.
Mutt is just like, no problem.
Mutt's going to put you down.
Yeah. That little red dot between your eyes, that's from Mutt.
And I too went with a driver who needs a save from his 25th incarnation.
Yes.
They did the Televiper with the Trouble Bubble back in the day, and it was not good. And so I'd like to see an attempt to use some of the existing tooling just to get a decent Cobra Televiper out there and sell them with the Trouble Bubble.
There you go.
And that was my wave 4.
I pitched once putting that Televiper back out, and John Warden begged me, only if you fix the arms. Only if you fix the arms, Webb. Otherwise, I beg of you, do not do it. So, and I didn't have the tooling to fix the arms, so we didn't do it.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with John Warden on that one, because that was really the problem there. It was great for the Trouble Bubble.
Yeah.
Fit perfectly in the Trouble Bubble, but
it was like they were like kinked wrists, right? Yeah.
Can't even make that pose.
Some guy, I think at the last JoeCon, had a ridiculous cosplay for the Televiper. It had the readout across the goggles and everything.
Yeah.
It was big time.
Yeah, that was good stuff. Joe Colton probably beat him in the contest, though.
Well, don't take it personal.
Yeah.
There's a lot of victims laying up there.
It was all at the feet of Joe Colton and James Kavanaugh.
Yep.
Now, for wave 5, I got Flint. Again, popular characters, got some tie-in with Classified, so nice sell there. Storm Shadow version 2.
That's the Arctic version.
Oh, no, that's the Joe version.
It's the
First
Joe.
No, Arctic Storm Shadow is the second Joe version, the one with the black and white, the black suit with the white trim. This is the white suit with the gray trim, right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I was being facetious.
I can't see you when I'm running PowerPoint, man.
Don't you see a tiny strip below you, off to the side?
No. When I'm running PowerPoint, I'm in PowerPoint. So
you can't see nothing?
Nothing. And of course, I'm going to jump back over to it right now because that's if that's not a cue to jump back over, I don't know what is.
Nothing's going on. I don't know what you're talking about.
Whatever there, Flippy the Wonder Bird.
You can't tell.
I totally can. I jump back.
Yeah, I know, but I was so close. You can't guarantee what finger that was. Either way, you're number one.
And then I got Major Blood for our villain. I guess, predicting his eventual release in Classified.
Yeah.
He'd be a nice one to have in both sides. The first ever swivel arm figure, by the way.
Only one swivel arm.
Only had the one, but he was the first one.
Look, that robot arm must be really heavy. He looks so tired in the bubble there.
Yeah. Just leaning right over on it.
This arm weighs 80 pounds. Killing me.
And then, plus, of course, for a vehicle, the flag.
Yes.
No, not the flag. See, no. There's a no right in the middle of that.
You're going to lose some value when you write on your flag box like that, but okay.
That looks like it's mint.
That would have been a fistful of Crayola markers to write on that gigantic flag box that heavy. No.
But what about to make it blink like this?
That's pretty good.
I'm on fire. No, I went with the Wolverine. And you could keep CoverGirl in there as the driver and fourth figure of the line. CoverGirl is a figure. They need to reuse that one that they did with the club. Like you said, Mark, the club's not around to poo-poo reuse of figures like that, and that's one that is astronomically high in value. So it'd be nice to get one out for folks to have as part of their collection. Wolverine never got a re-release in 25th anniversary, so I'm all for seeing it here in the Wal-Mart line. I would go out and buy a re-release Wolverine, no question.
But Gary Godso would not.
Gary Godso is out on this one, and he's mad at me because I didn't use Snow Job and the Polar Battle Bear as my vehicle on Wave 5 too. I imagine.
There's a fan out there doing 3D heads for the original Joes, and he made a new. I forget his name. He's doing great work. He did a new CoverGirl head that fits on the original figure.
Oh yeah,
and it improves it like 8 billion%.
That would not be difficult.
That original CoverGirl head is rough.
Yeah,
but the figure itself, not bad at all, right? So,
fine.
Yeah,
that head was a little tough. It was a little humongous.
Well, and just the idea that I love the idea that former runway model who's now the best mechanic on the whole team. Like, that's cool, and they never explored that enough, I don't think. But when they're trying to pass off, look, this was literally CoverGirl, but she kind of looks like your Uncle Stan. It's not a good look. That's not what we're going for.
I just want to rewind a little bit because somebody out there is just like the little where sound.
Right.
Threw the flag up. No, flag is not happening in the Walmart retro.
No. Can you imagine them shipping that?
Torpedo 83's got a good point here with fixed tow cable. We were gonna do that. I was gonna put 2 fixed soft rubber tow cables in with a vehicle pack that didn't get released. So if you wanted to, different colored, you could put one on your old Wolverine and one on your old Mauler.
Joel McMullen asks, why didn't anybody pick Alpine? We could have used a third attempt at not being able to get him.
That's garbage. I got Alpine out. I already did that, right? That was one of the first things I got done was getting Alpine released at retail so people could get their hands on them. So
Joel's in Australia. It was tough for him.
Well, I didn't put him there. So I did what I could, brother.
Harsh.
Hey,
I feel
look,
like you feel attacked.
I didn't know it at the time, right? But I didn't have much time. So I tried to take care of some things that were problematic, ASAP. That part of the mass device that you never got that was hard to find, who took care of you on that? Yeah.
I just see Mark raging in the boardroom. We have to get an Alpine to Joel McMullen.
That's it. I guess I was unaware of the Australian release difficulty for that figure, but I really did do my best.
Does Joel have an Alpine now?
Joel, by all means.
Apparently not.
I'm going to guess not, but maybe. Help us out on that, Joel.
A weather dominator. Tiger Force, Diana Davis.
Well, Tiger Force I almost put Tiger Force Toll Booth in there somewhere, but just to keep the joke going. But decided otherwise to not do that. So if any of you guys in the live chat, if anybody has what they think is just a knockout wave of 3 figures plus a vehicle, throw it out there. Joel has an Alpine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Probably cost him $145.
It could be.
Thanks, Honcho.
Could be.
So
that was a good set. Had a Rock Viper in it. Yeah. I was taking care of business. Yeah, I like that all Rock Vipers have that little mustache.
That little Andy.
Right? It's like when you get traded to the Yankees and you got to shave.
Yeah.
You get signed up for the Rock Vipers. You got to grow a stash. And if you can't, if you're one of those poor souls who can't grow the mustache, you got to just glue one on, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just part of the deal.
Get the fake one.
Part of the deal.
It's not a big mustache, so you're okay there.
Yeah. Isn't he famous for beachhead syndrome too? Aren't original Rock Vipers? Don't they all have broken waist pieces?
If they do, I don't know.
I think that's true. I think it's the original Duke, Beachhead, and Rock Viper are they move up and down the leaderboard chasing that elusive broken crotch championship. But
okay, so Joe Self gives us Toll Booth in the bridge layer with Doc, Spirit, and Scrap Iron. I don't know about Toll Booth in the bridge layer just yet. I mean
that tooling. That tooling's been gone forever.
Yeah, that would be a pretty, and not to mention, I mean, the bridge layer is neat and all that, but is it really iconic? I think we got stuff we could do before the bridge layer and not get complaints.
I like the other 3, especially because Doc never went to standard retail, right?
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
25th anniversary Doc did not. No.
Yeah, he was the mail-in.
Yeah. Matt Rubin says Doc Crimson Twins is a 2-pack plus a ferret driven by Scrap Iron or Cobra Trooper. Nah, Scrap Iron.
I don't know if you Cobra Trooper it's that much better an army builder, right? Somebody might buy 3 or 4 where they might only buy 1 with Scrap Iron.
I don't think that would slow anybody down from buying a bunch of ferrets.
And maybe not.
Let's see. Feuergeist 82 says Copperhead with a water moccasin, Spirit, Firefly, and Blowtorch, and that is the Greg Berger wave.
The moccasin exists. So that's been out there recently. Oh, yeah. Timeless vehicle. A little hard to fit current guys in that cockpit, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they redid it with the 25th, so that's one that got redone. The only problem I have with this one is Blowtorch.
Yeah.
Oh, God, so many Blowtorches. Just
I don't want any more.
No Blowtorch for a while.
Oh.
I made that gag at a JoeCon Hasbro panel where the crowd got unruly, and I said, "Hey, keep quiet, or I'll give you another Blowtorch."
Did the crowd get silent really fast?
Yeah. And when I showed him the green Blowtorch, right, which was kind of cool because it was technically a created figure, so I could use it without working against item count. So under those parameters, that one and the was it the red Crocmaster? That was a 2-pack that had some more pull because nobody had them, but they knew they were supposed to come out, so they slid under the item count radar at Hasbro. But even still, it was another blowtorch. And the crowd was, I thought they would be like, okay, cool. And instead they were like, we'll let it go. So, all right, fine.
Phil Donnelly says 86 Hawk, 89 Scoop, 90 Saw Viper,
Scoop.
93 Wild Bill with the Locust. I like 93 Wild Bill.
Yeah.
That's all good. I'm not
Really?
Scoop.
That almost made the list. Scoop, I was the one I'm least behind. Scoop is kind of a.
I could leave that.
Eh.
As a completist, I would get it, but I'm like,
I would throw the flag on Scoop, but I love the other ones, and the Dragonfly / Locust tooling exists. They could absolutely do that.
Henry Thompson has Mindbender, Grenadier, Lieutenant Falcon, and Jinx. It's too many figures, but okay. Vehicle is the Ghost Hawk.
You let him choose what he wants. That's Henry Thomas.
It's Henry Thompson.
Thompson, sorry.
Not the kid
I'm drinking.
Not the kid from ET at all.
Not the kid from
3 figures plus a 4th with a vehicle.
Yes.
So come on now. We got rules. He got on the show anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what? He can have a free mail away figure under.
There you go. You can have one of Bill Colton's free shipwrecks.
Deal.
Complete with frozen side of beef. That's how you get
beef. A better Falcon though, because that Falcon head was rough.
Mm-hmm.
In the green camo would have been great. Somebody I know pushed for that, but
probably some dude.
Candy satin Selena and Honolulu with green Vittles.
I'm all behind. I am totally behind Big Rig full of Vittles.
Yeah.
I kind of like the Bongo the Balloon Bear van, but what do I know?
Chris Fardy says Dusty, Gung Ho, Cobra Soldier, and Ferret with Firefly. Then you would have all the figures pictured on the vehicle boxes. Okay.
All right.
Because Dusty and Gung Ho are on the All Striker box. Draws Walker 9 says Clutch with Vamp, Firefly, Flint, and Cobra Eel.
But Joe already used the eel. Oh.
Vagon has Free Fall, Dusty, Scrap Iron, and an Asp.
Ooh.
Free Fall, I would take Ripcord before Free Fall, but okay.
I like Free Fall. I don't think he gets enough pub.
Yeah, he's one of those that doesn't get love.
But an Asp is great because you could collect 30 of those and set them around your aerodrome. You're good.
Yeah.
People walk by and go, man, that guy's got a great Asp.
That guy can sure bring an Asp.
And then you just shrug your shoulders and say, what can I say? I'm an Asp man.
Action Figure Expert, a Firefly from Retaliation, Shipwreck from Dollar General, Pursuit of Cobra Lowlight, and G.I. Joe Rock Slide with Snow Job. Rock Slide?
What?
Rock Side, actually.
Whatever.
But POC Lowlight, I mean, I know Joe Colton's got Lowlight's very close to her heart.
Yeah.
That's a great figure. It really is.
Pre-Lost Bullet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Edwards says, Fast Straw, Chuckles, Falcon, Copperhead on the Water Moccasin.
Fast Draw never got a 25th. He was coming.
Yeah.
That's this.
I'd have got you Fast Draw. I'd have got you Fast Draw and Hardball, but the club kind of outreached me.
Yeah, he got in the FSS, and it was your mileage may vary on that one. I thought it was okay.
Best they could do with parts. They just
was,
didn't have enough tooling to make it sensational.
You know, it could have worked. Could have worked. I liked the idea. The execution was a little lacking.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We got anybody else? S. Meyer says Stalker New Sculpt Version 1. Well, okay. 50th Clinton Classic Gecko. Okay. 50th Crimson Guard with better legs. No. Target and Firefly 30th with Comic Deco light blue. Okay, so there's no vehicle in there, but fine.
I like making a Target figure and giving it to Wal-Mart. That's kind of cool.
That's fantastic. That is amazing.
So mean.
Love it.
Where's the diplomacy?
The A-lister, Alistair Keffer, says, heavy duty Crocmaster, Sky Shark with ripcord, and new character, Terry Bam Bam Gordon.
Now we're talking.
But strike while the iron is hot on that one, huh?
Right? Well, we got it wrong. It was Gordy and Dr. Death were the Miracle Violence Connection or something.
Yeah.
What a great name.
Dr. Death, Steve Williams.
Yeah, with Bam Bam Gordy. And they're like, that's not enough. We need a cool name for them. Like, okay. How about the Miracle Violence Connection?
Those two guys who go out and pummel the brains out of everybody in the ring with them, they need a better nickname.
There's a famous, I don't know if it's famous, but there's a video of Gordy in World Class where they beat up the Von Erichs for a couple of years. And they didn't have a barrier between the fans. They had string, like a literal clothesline hanging, stay behind this. And some guy gets in Gordy's face and is yelling at him, some fan. And Gordy just gives him the head fake, just gives him the, like that. And the guy, I mean, he pretty much falls into the fifth row. He can't get away from Gordy fast enough. So look up Gordy Scares Fan on YouTube. It's got to be easy to find.
Oh, my God. Terry Bam Bam Gordy had fists the size of frozen turkeys. Joel McMullen, clutch with retaliation head and an articulated body. Zorana, mainframe with a better head. I'm going to guess you got a vamp or something in there. And finally, Sean Russell, who has been banned from the program. Mercer, Kondo, and Crystal Ball with a buzzbore or pogo.
So are all of our least favorite figures.
Yeah, banned.
Pogo.
I like the pogo now. As a kid, it was one of the few I looked at and went, nope.
This is Sean Russell right here. Fiend.
Yeah.
Done here.
And scene.
Done here. Okay. So that's enough fantasy booking for 1 week. We get to a rundown so we can see what's going down, what we got next. And
what we got in.
Next is, well, that is coming. We do have the contest progress as far as what the damn show move. As of the beginning of the show, we were at drum roll, please. 476 subscribers.
Ooh, getting there.
So close.
So we did fall short of our goal. There was going to be some extras, some bonus in there if we got to 500 this week. It did not happen. We had some good momentum going, and then we hit like Monday, and it just stopped. So continue to get out there, spread the word. We're counting on you guys to share us in whatever Joe circles you keep, because like Facebook's algorithms in particular do not take kindly to YouTube links. So we're really counting on a groundswell of foot support here. We need you guys to get out and do your thing. Like us, subscribe if you haven't subscribed by now. God, what are you waiting for? That's all we talk about. Joe Colton is starting to cry because I'm talking about it again.
And by foot support, we mean boots in asses. Get with it, people.
And,
oh, no.
But like us, like the video, rather, subscribe, share the video in your Joe circles, make a comment. And I'm not talking live chat comment. Leave a comment on the video itself. That's going to be what gets us circulated around the wonderful world of YouTube and gets random pairs of eyes that are looking for G.I. Joe to find us. So we want new folks as well. We love you guys, but we want to add to you. So keep spreading the word. We appreciate what you've done so far. Thank you if you are in the live chat tonight. Thank you if you're watching this on record. Just keep sharing. We're getting there. We are so close. Let's try for next week. I'm tired of trying to give away figures.
Right. Show them what they could win, Johnny.
All right, we'll get it one more time. So we got a G.I. Joe Classified Gung Ho. We got a G.I. Joe Classified Cobra Commander. We're giving it away for nothing. Some lucky fan's going to win both of those. All we have to do is hit 500 subscribers, and then we'll run a real easy contest once that happens. It'll be gone. It'll be good.
Is somebody going to win both as the grand winner, or are we splitting them up?
No, we're sending both to one fan.
Wow, that's some haul.
We have another round of prize. We have another prize package for when we get to 1,000 subscribers. But God forbid that should happen sometime in 2028 at this rate. So
no. We got big things coming up, man. Let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a big announcement coming next week.
Yeah. Sorry, I got really excited.
Spread the word on next week, if nothing else. We got big stuff coming next week. We will be breaking important G.I. Joe news.
Mm-hmm. And think about it. At least in my limited tenure, we've never really pubbed up something like that ahead of time, right? We've never said, don't miss next week's show, because we're going to crack something big that you're really going to like.
It's not Mike's head.
Yeah. So the fact that we're doing it now.
Something big, but nobody likes it.
You're not going to be disappointed unless you miss it. And that's on you, sucker.
I mean, we have to give props to Joel McMullen in Australia on that one. He's here in the live chat tonight. It's Friday for us. Being in Australia on the other side of the international date line, it is Tuesday morning at 3 a.m. where he is.
Yeah.
It is not.
I was a little too rough. I take it all back. I'll send him an Alpine. Does he need an Alpine?
He does not need an Alpine.
Okay, then never mind.
If you get him in wave 5, then you could send him an Alpine then.
Okay. Well, I don't have the pull I used to, but we'll see what I can do.
So yeah, Tuesday 3 a.m. in Australia. No lie.
400 must be lonely.
476 subscribers. We got 24 to go. Let's do it by next Friday. I'm tired of talking about 500 subscribers.
Especially with the big tease for the giant reveal next week.
Right?
Yeah, and it sounds like I'm being goofy because I am, but dig it.
You're going to be great.
Yeah, and you're going to get it here first.
So excited!
Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Joe Colton's full of wine and shouting. That's always a good thing. Always a good thing.
Unless you're named Wes.
Wes.
Hey, Wes!
He's the quiet one. Surprisingly, we'll go to a con or something and he'll be like, oh, she's so loud. She's screaming at people.
He will be correct.
Yes.
He will be correct. So let's move on to what we got in this week. Mark Weber.
Yes.
What'd you get in this week?
Something borrowed, something blue. No, I got in something unexpected that was super cool, and something we've been waiting for because it got delayed a couple times from Big Bad Toy Store. So this is only half mine. My son Derek and I split it. It's a big robot.
Whoa!
Right?
Oh, robots.
That's Omega Supreme. It's just one great big $150 robot. So
what you're counting on here is that in a couple of years, when he loses interest in toys and moves on to girls, you're just going to inherit the whole thing.
Right? I'm crazy like a fox. We moved a giant bookcase into his room that's more cubby holes, really. It's an IKEA monster. It's like, I don't know, 7 feet tall and maybe 8 feet wide. It's a monster. But if you're talking 10-foot ceilings, it makes a very nice shelf up high. And that's where he's put all of his Titan class Transformers. And he has all of them. So that's where they all are, way up high, where no cat can knock them over. And they look great up there. They really do. So this was the missing link. So we're really pleased to get that in. And then, no thanks to my local comic shop, who denied me these 2 issues of Paul Aller's book, right? So my favorite bit, well, long story long, a couple years ago, I bought a Chinese Major Blood figure that I honestly didn't know it existed. And there was one online that had a broken crotch, but it had the broken piece. So I bought it on eBay, And then it arrives from Philip Donnelly. Didn't even know I was buying it from Phil. He said, "Hey, Webb, sorry about the broken garage." So I thought that was cool. So I bought these two from the same seller, save on shipping. This one, yeah, whatever. But this one.
What?
So that's Ryan Izquierdo, who runs Sabertron.com, probably the best Transformers site out there, and a really nice guy, and a guy I knew during my Transformers time, and we're still Facebook friends and such. So it was kind of cool to get that in the mail and go, "Oh man, that's awesome! It's from Ryan." I don't know if it brings the value down or up that this eBay guy wrote all over my comic, but anyway.
Wrote all over cardboard, whatever.
Yeah,
It's always good to be remembered. So
in broken English.
Yeah, that's what I got in.
It was like translated from Russian. Thanks for the purchase.
Yeah, thank you so much, Amerikanski.
So, Joe Colton, before you get started on what you actually bought this week, Matt Rubin wants to know: did you get that sidetrack you mentioned last week?
I did. Thank you. I did. I won for it, and it was in a bid, and I won it, and it's on its way. And I thought it would be here by today, but it's not. So I'm hoping it'll get here tomorrow.
Right. Should we ask what it ran you?
Not bad. It came out to like I think it was like $11.
That's great.
Yeah.
So what did you get in instead, Joe Colton?
Okay, so I'm gonna start with the non-GI Joe stuff. So I got an Admiral Clancy badge from Picard.
All right.
And then I also got her Fleet Admiral pins.
So are these perhaps hints to your next cosplay project?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then
in a few years, I can pick up on this now.
I got a Big Ben.
Nice. Is that who was kicking the camera a little while ago?
Yeah. And he mooned them. And it was complete with all the both grenades. I thought I was gonna lose them when I took them out of the pack. I was like, I'm gonna put them back in. But yeah, very nice, very nice. I'm very excited.
The figure subscription service, Big Ben.
Yes.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
And he's not cross-eyed, so I'm happy. Because sometimes when they like one's point, like one of his eyes is cross-eyed, or like one of them's not painted. He has no eyes, whatever. But
yeah, that was always one of the white knuckle moments of the FSS, right? Because those were expensive, right? And you're like, oh God, please don't look derpy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's got when he came, his head was a little squashed, so I had to like wiggle him, and I was like, okay. I was like, why does he look kind of weird? And I was like, don't make fun of him. His head is just.
Give him a complex. You look like Dalphone.
He's gonna start slouching.
Dalphone.
He's like, where's that one going? I was like, in my collection. I'm just like, you married a collector, sorry.
Yeah. Wes, someday with an errant bus flying out of its lane, all that can be yours.
He'll just call Mike or you and be like, what do I do with all this shit?
Right. I tell you what, you take care of this, you can keep all the Santas.
So that's all I got in.
All right. Well, as for me, I have we have number 16.
Nice.
He's got a crotch.
He looks pretty good.
He does no ammo pack on this one, but he's really, really good shape, good paint, good joints. Elbows aren't cracked. His arm badge is a little worn down, but that's about the only thing wrong with him. But he is a high quality member of the troop there. So again, I think number 16. We're waiting on number 17. I actually bought number 17 a while ago. We're still waiting on him. And number 16 came with his lime flavored partner from Fun School. So now we've almost got Fun School Beach Party 86 going. I don't know what year he came out in India.
He looks like he's going clubbing.
He is. It's this is Beachhead After Hours.
It's
Again,
rave Beachhead.
Beachhead. He's no ammo pack here either. But again, really, really nice joints. Really good paint, which is something very odd with Fun School. It's tough to find ones with.
It might be a fake.
Right?
Might be a fake, Mike. Paint's too good.
Paint's too good. Fake Fun School. And but that's what I got in. That was the extent of my purchases there. So we'll roll right into shout outs, Mark Weber. Who are you shouting out to this week?
You know, I felt kind of bad about this because I should have done this a while ago, and I wrote it down to make sure I get it right. But it's a really nice guy in the Joe community, Joe Ryan, who has been fighting cancer for quite some time, goes by Joe Rhino, and had a really cool thing happen with Action Force where they put him into one of their comics as, you know, he was not the guy, you know, charging the stronghold and throwing grenades, but there's lots of side characters in comics, and he's pictured, looks just like him. He gets a speaking line, you know, pretty cool. So I appreciate Bobby Valla taking care of him. Like I said, he goes by Joe Rhino, like the wrestler, Rhyno, and he's got T-shirts for sale. And the link is down low through ProWrestlingTees.com, and it's raising funds for his son's college fund, which is super cool. So we'll give it up to Joe Rhino and his fundraiser through Pro Wrestling Tees. I think that's pretty cool.
Yep. Link in the comments. Link in the description, rather. So down there, when you're normally clicking the link to send off post-doc questions to us, take a little diversion over to the Joe Rhino page and buy some merchandise and help out there instead.
That's it. That's my call out.
Then write us a letter. That's it. Yeah. Who are you calling out to?
And then get your friends to subscribe. Come on now.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't have a wife or kids anymore, Mark? They just in your bad graces.
You know what? You got to have priorities, right? So Joe Rhino this week, and then distant second. The you know, get your friends in here. Come on, let's get to 500. Get this contest done, and then you know, tertiary, which is a good word. Next week. Come on back. We're going to blow your mind. Something you didn't even know you needed, but it's coming, and we're going to break it to you next week right here on What's on Joe Mind.
I don't know if we'll break it.
We're going to break it.
But we're going to be the first ones to talk about it.
Well, not with that thought.
No. We're going to break it.
Break it. You keep going with that attitude.
I've been sitting on this for years. Well,
not years.
Really. No, well,
a little bit.
Several minutes, right? Right. Not spoiling it, right? So, yeah, we're going to break it.
Joe Colton, who you shout out to?
I would like to do a shout out to the teachers who have endured through COVID. And I know some of them, because I'm from Canada, in the States, it's like spring break is coming up, right? So, yes. Okay. So hopefully they get a little bit of a break. I know that's not enough, but thank you to all the teachers and everything you guys do. And with your teaching in like hybrid or virtual or in class, just stay safe. And hopefully you've got some wine and are trying to keep your sanity. The nurses and doctors still dealing with COVID, and a shout out to Maggie and Julie, who have been teaching me about Disney. And also we're cooking. So this weekend we're doing cooking and watching a Disney movie. They're educating me on Disney. I'm not a Disney person. So I'm not a huge Disney princess person. So I collect the castles because I like castles and I like villains.
This is making less and less sense all the time.
Yeah, I know. It confused them too. Like I have no idea like a lot of the princesses other than like the original OGs. Yeah, I don't. I just watched the Tangled 2 weeks ago.
Oh, Tangled's a good one.
Yeah. So we're watching.
No Lion King, but
no. But we're watching.
But Lion King doesn't have a musical number for Brad Garrett and Jeffrey Tambor either. So
that's true. But it's got Scar. Big Scar.
Scar.
Yeah. So what's this week?
Brave.
Oh, I love Brave.
Brave's a good one. I like
it. I don't know anything about it. Except that she's got big red hair and she uses a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
And she's got a green dress. That's it. I got nothing else.
That's all you need to know going in. It's fun.
It's great.
And I only know that because Maggie and Julie have cosplayed her, and I just know that she's got a lot of hair.
Without issuing a spoiler at all, I think I know what there's a scene that you're just going to absolutely flip for, and next week we'll see if I called it.
I think they're trying to make me cry, but I haven't cried yet in any of these movies. So
not even when Mufasa died. Oops, spoiler.
So Julie's kept a spreadsheet, and we've watched Emperor's New Groove, Frozen 1 and 2, that was in one day. Moana, which I did tear up with the grandmother being the stingray and her spirit coming back. That got me.
It got you right now. Look at you, Blinky Blink.
Yeah, it got me. And then, but like they expected me to cry at Frozen. No crying.
Nothing.
So I was like, it's great. It was a good movie. Both movies very good. They were bawling their eyes out. I was like, okay.
You're a strong woman, Joe Colton.
I don't know.
But I
feel like it's gonna be one that gets me, and they're not gonna understand why, and I'm just gonna like cry.
The scene in Brave, it's not a teary scene. It's an awesome scene, and I think you're absolutely gonna flip for it.
Okay.
Joe Colton does cry at everything, so it is a little weird.
Yes.
Not crying much at Disney movies.
Like those new Airbnb commercials with the sad songs on them. What are you doing?
Balling.
Bawling my eyes out.
So yeah, my shout outs are sponsors at Kokomo Toys.
Yes.
Yeah.
And of course to Racktime Rob, the official fourth chair of the What's on Joe Mind team. Oli the Rock Anderson. Joe Cole.
And the moderator of our live streams.
And the moderator of our live streams, even if he doesn't quite understand it. To clarify for some of the folks at home, because this threw people, I collect beachheads. And so this is the 16th version 1 beachhead in my collection, in Beach Party 86. You will see him on our Instagram feed in the very near future, because that's tends to be where I showcase that part of things. And you can find our Instagram feed and our social media down in the description below. So by all means, give us a letter, drop us a line. We're always happy to hear from you. We got email, we got Facebook, we got Twitter, we got Instagram, we got a phone line. You can leave us a voicemail message.
Right.
You leave us a voicemail message, I promise you we will play it on the show, provided it's not something just absolutely disgusting. And that is a very subjective term, so don't go trying to one-up that. But anyways, that's about all we got this week. Hope you enjoyed a news and post-sock free episode of What's on Joe Mind. Mm-hmm. We are here every Friday at 9 o'clock. Thank you for joining us. To our folks in the live chat. If you are watching on recording, we thank you too. Again, continue to spread the word. One thing we don't want you to spread, though, is more COVID-19. So even though vaccines are a thing now, please remember to go, when you go out, wear a mask, maintain social distancing. There's still a lot of nervousness out there. There's a lot of folks who are not vaccinated. And there are a lot of contradictory messages in some local governments, we'll leave it at that, in regards to needing to wear masks. We still need to be vigilant on this. We still need to continue to not get one another sick. We are almost there. We are very close to the end of the tunnel. This is not the time to stop. So please continue to exercise your freedom of choice and choose not to get your friends, family, and neighbors sick with COVID-19. Just wear a mask. Right? Good?
Yes.
Good.
And get vaccinated when you can.
Yeah, absolutely. You get the opportunity, you get yourself on a list and get vaccinated. Mark Weber, we good?
Yeah.
Joe Colton, we good?
Yes.
All right. For my co-hosts, Mark Weber and Joe Colton, I am Mike Irizarry. Good night. Have a pleasant rest of the week. I'm going to go watch some WandaVision. You guys have a great night.
Beer. Oh, this week's a good one.
It's the last one.